Hey guys, update video here. I got some exciting news for us today. That cartridge implementation, the bread and butter of my project, is actually officially done. It works. So that's not to say that there's a lot more to do. Now I have to write programs for cartridges in order for this thing to be able to work, but the cartridge system itself works. So here's how it does work. Okay, as you can see, we have the screen that's on right now. And guys, I apologize for this mess. It's been really chaotic trying to put all this together, as you can see, but it works. So let me show you what we did here. So how this is going to work is when you plug a cartridge in, there's going to be a little tiny microchip on that cartridge called an EEPROM. And that stands for electronically erasable programmable read-only memory. And what that does is, it's this little chip right here, by the way. So what that does is I put a value on that chip, and when you plug the cartridge into the watch, it reads that value. Each value corresponds to a different function or program in the watch. So basically, if I plug this one and this one says 1, it could be a weather station. If it's 2, it could be a laser. If it's 3, it could be a robot. If that makes sense, it basically cycles through a list and picks out which one it is and then starts to implement the program. The cool thing about it is when I start introducing these cartridges, I can update the firmware and really easily. So each cartridge, you can update the firmware and you'll have new stuff. As it sits right now as a complete product, the microchip is being used about 10% of its capacity, so there's a lot of room for more programs. So here's how it works. So this EEPROM chip is basically an I2C device. It has an address. I have the address set to 0 basically right now, and it writes to it. So this is the I2C bus actually, and I have to explain a couple of things to you in order for it to make sense. What is a bus? Well, a bus is basically a bank where you can plug stuff in and make things work. In audio engineering, we use it all the time for special effects like reverb and stuff like that. But let me try to explain it a little differently. Okay, so say you have an electrical plug, all right, and you have a wall unit that only has 2 plugs that you can plug in. Okay, well, somebody came along and invented a device that you can plug in a bunch of more plugs. You know, we call it a log, or we call it a, whatever. It's a you see them all the time. All right, so you can plug 5 or 6, maybe 7, 8 different things in at once, and it plugs into one unit. That is a bus. So each plug plugs into the electrical unit that plugs into the wall, and now you can plug 5 or 6 different things into one unit. That essentially is a bus. So that is what we're doing. So I have this rail and this rail as the I2C bus, or the I2C bus. The clock and the data lines. That way I can hook up the watch through it, and I can hook up the, a bunch of other stuff. It works really, really good. So now that that's out of the way, let me show you what we got here. So here's the home screen right here. I just wanted to show you that even with the I2C bus there working, the time does work on it. And I really wish I could get that in focus a little bit better. It's not going to focus though, unfortunately. It's trying. Okay, so anyway, now for the magic. I'm going to press the cartridge button, and right now we have the I2C bus working. The chip itself, which is this right here, is active. So it should say that a cartridge is on. So if we press this button here, there you go. So this part right here says the cartridge is on. I really wish I could get... Let's see if I can get this to... maybe there's not enough light. I might try it again later. Okay, so anyway, so now let's go off of here. Let's go back to the time. All right. Now I do have to make some improvements to this. you know, I need to put a loop and stuff like that. So let's take this out of the picture. Let's undo the I2C bus, which basically says that we're taking out the cartridge. Okay. So now when we press the cartridge button to activate it, we see that it says the cartridge is off. So there you go, guys. That's it. We did it. Now we have a fully functional smartwatch with plug-and-play capabilities. Congratulations, everybody. Job well done. Now what we need to do is shrink this mess into a package that works, and also start developing cartridges to play around with. But other than that, this project is done. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.